team top in terms of getting a job. I think the Brentford double chance is something that we are expecting. Say you bet me and your Arsenal airport Chelsea Nyamiad Mochina at 1 p.m. And now to Enzo Maresca. Which specifically on Robert Sanchez. Who voice no?
Yeah, I think I'm say Andy Boy Nana.
Which Enzo Maresca say game no go against Arsenal. Obebo Robert Sanchez as the number 1 goalkeeper. After all of the issues that Robert Sanchez the man or say Onyena just Robert Sanchez goalkeepers. Robert Sanchez will be his number 1 goalkeeper. Which you see Sanchez or your doom for Makani several times. And you just saw the brain dead issues near TMC in games are share match and after you do a mistake there you don't expect him to make. So I'm just hoping that Sanchez is going to have a calm, decent day on the night. But Enzo Maresca wants to put a lot of confidence in him and also rich. The deputy no Babeda go him Abana Sanchez Nano. He didn't prove to be good enough for the team. So it's something that hasn't been good for Robert Sanchez and Enzo Maresca say that is what is going to happen. According to Maresca, Mikel Arteta said Jumana Maresca yene sonini. Maresca say ono onye show so benya 5 years. Chelsea say when we need trophies and that's one GBB monument onye show so bet now sir. It's not going to be the same as Arsenal. Now Arsenal for near mom the money man is different from Chelsea for. Which where do you think the game will be won or lost? Because Arsenal were injuries in the attack. Chelsea were injuries in the attack.
Yeah.
The good thing about for Chelsea is that in the last 10 meetings at Chelsea, any Arsenal abono, Arsenal winning 6. Arsenal, Chelsea draws no higher 3. Chelsea winning just 1. In the last 5 seasons, consistently, Arsenal inside the Chelsea. In the past, it used to be the other way around. Not Chelsea then inside the Arsenal. So, but Chelsea are now struggling to get results against Arsenal for Rich. When we go on to the tactical board, who's Enzo Maresca now? Or see James Abba, he's going to play in this game. Your friend of Copenhagen, or still Wesley Fofana. In fact, when you be registered for the Conference League, so the back four will be Wesley Fofana, Levi Cole, Marco Correa, and our brand friend Robert Sanchez. What we are expecting, and I think say, if Enzo Maresca start with our brand friend Romeo Lavia, or Fiifi in terms of who plays in the midfield, then have Enzo Fernandez, Romeo Lavia, and Moise Caicedo, then he can try and dominate the midfield. Now, if we will go back to what we used to know in Kopama, from the right hand side, give him a free roll to come centrally. Add a branch friend Christopher and Kuku in there, then Pedro Neto, Jadon Sancho, and try to see if we bet match Arsenal for now. Which, yes, Chelsea and injury issues there anymore. But there can be goals from this front four. So Kopama, the problem is Kopama scoring form now at the penal. If he was there, you can tell so about goals. Pedro Neto should be able to give you goals. Jadon Sancho, the numbers are so good. He's only in there as a ball retainer and tempo controller. I will attack him with Sane Paulsano. But again, Chelsea for a branch friend Nicholas Jackson and a branch friend Noni Madueke when the ball carries on really, really important. On the part of Arsenal, we know that Arsenal will go into that regular 4-3-3. And William Saliba and a branch friend Gabriel Magalhaes 4 and 5 is certain. We know that Ben White is back into the team, and of course, only a branch friend Ricardo Calafiori are going to be in there. I'm expecting a midfield of Declan Rice and a branch friend Thomas Partey. Then right in front of them, there's going to be a branch friend Martin Odegaard in there. Trossard up top in there with Sad Teamstone. Of course, Miles Lewis Kelly also get back into the team for Arsenal to get a little bit of a shaping in attack. Which Arsenal for the best book ever feel Bukayo Saka or Matthew Mana.
And in your game, games now Branton and Moby Piano. They are missing him. But so who should be our problems are? Yeah. Like you said, will be a front three, or problem.
Yeah.
Injuries.
Yeah.
But so who should nay Arsenal and then Chelsea. the unlikely say be a chance be obet me a shot. But you just Arsenal the end was so slightly. What they compare Chelsea the end? You will be to set Trossard. We're deadly.
Yeah, very deadly.
On your chance by 3 wait me to be a 2 up to net.
Yeah.
But Neto, what's a Neto no Macase? I mean, we're one player. Chelsea Turner. What reason to Chelsea Turner? Fine player.
Yeah.
All over the pitch. But me problem is and 9 now born. Unjina we know na the time I born grab a cop 8 year boss men so ko bobo is
and no Enzo Maresca can have more specific instructions because on 9 in the front
so when a Chelsea go ni share no question back on
but was the Arsenal so any proper number 9
but and I mean Chelsea
yeah
teams ni me no obi any proper number 9
but can Chelsea also get goals because we Trossard no Messi on Kupama is a better goal
scorer but said you wa kind Kupama so struggle when it comes to
it can start from Arsenal
Kupama
yeah shey why you be that Kupama you be change Trossard so it can start from that I mean I think say me know we are journey and in the even the larger sense of the word no me when say Arsenal with different ways of scoring than Chelsea Arsenal can score from a set piece
yeah
Arsenal were very good ball strikers from outside of the box, like over the year more against Manchester United. Declan Rice out of the box, bam, gets the equalizer. And for me, that's where Arsenal's strengths are. The last time, Oko was it Nottingham Forest, Oko share with Abante friend Calafiori, and Mikel Merino, Munich, so they can do that job. And that's where, for me, Arsenal are dangerous in playing a game like this. And I think the bookmakers, hugely in favor on the side of Arsenal, given what they've done. Say Chelsea draw any bad results for me at all. If they're able to get a win, then improve Chelsea season because Chelsea has 6 points of Arsenal, 3 of team friend Nottingham Forest. It puts them in pole position to go and compete for possibly going into the top 5, not between the about Champions League, no Nyami Adamam or Chinawano. Chelsea added one other player, and then I got Andy Cacho, another midfielder, Dario Esugo, which 17, already 20 years and now. Also from Sporting CP. Boy, when Chelsea did can call who was Sporting now, I'm going Giovanni Quenda, I'm going for an account, or Bolon or Las Palmas. And I think there is an important profile in terms of helping Moise Caicedo next season. Because me name how Moise Caicedo as it stands now still on Brian. Because almost every game with Wabobi, almost every game covering a lot of distances. It is a Chelsea team and your bench friend Dario Esugo. Next summer very really important and commodity and and Chelsea can really get a job done. Which area Spanish La Liga near rapid Bibia up. Madrid for na brana. Because
the game no go extra.
Yeah. In conversation for the Spanish La Liga title, which there are 2 crucial games this weekend. Villarreal Madrid, Barcelona Atletico de Madrid, or Atletico de Madrid Barcelona. Which points in fact the same points at the top. Just distance to say them. And you know say it can come down to almost everything. Which Madrid phone say baby almost corner. Why ding for the past almost 7 years since 2017-2018 Madrid enya away win El Saramicas for league against Villarreal. And this season Marcelino team no because they are in the top half, close to top 4, somewhere around 6 with 40 points, pushing so betting about Champions League maybe next season. Which in the last 5 matches, now on a very, very good winning streak, and of course unbeaten streak actually. Now the last game against Deportivo Alaves, and I did blip kakra about preparation team. Really 3, draw 1, and lose 1. Madrid for him say, so Ceramicas and they have also played in a Champions League game that traveled to the extra time. Meaning, when you ask Carlo Ancelotti and you ask, of course, the players in your own boy, they will tell you about the fatigue. In fact, in front of Massa, they spoke about it. The game away from the historical part and in terms of Madrid fatigue, the 2 teams will play in a similar fashion. Meaning, say Madrid going away from home, we will go and play a 4-4-2. They've done it several times this season with La Liga. I hope also Villarreal boy in the 4-4-2. Alex Bainamo on the right hand side. Yeremi Pino, Danny Palero, any guy will be very, very aggressive. And will feel for them. Then they will make sure say Madrid any mistake, don't pull 2 men forward. They will run the channels on the turnover with Nicola Pepe and a branch friend Ayozi Perez. Then of course, Moboy Film Academy, Nimuba, Kwamwala, Costa, Cordano, any fault will make the back four for them. Carlo Ancelotti will rest a branch friend Luka Modric in this game. No about a midfield of Camavinga, Tchouameni, then Rodrigo, Jude Bellingham, Mbappe, any a branch friend Vinicius Junior up top, Garcia, Alaba, Rudiger, and Vasquez, even making back four, and of course Thibaut Courtois. Which Madrid team, you know, any team a convincing so much like Villarreal or Ceramicas. You have to be careful, especially for me of Alex Baena, or a very, very lethal finisher. And going away to the Ceramicas, it is tough for them. I am very, very worried for Madrid. But okay. I want to still trust in the game goals will come. A double chance, good. And over 1.5 should be good for them. Madrid can edge the win. But game will be very, very close. Of course, Barca, and almost say one Barca in front of Sports. Nyami Admo China a big push for Barca to make sure, say, at least Peer Atletico Madrid a little bit further away from them. Now, if Omama Okono aye between Omo and Real Madrid to try and see if they can win the Spanish La Liga. No? And I like the fact that they've used one Argentine, one Brazilian in front of the graphic for some match. Rafinha, any Abentia, a friend Alves, of course, Rich. After Madrid game, the conversation has been this issue. But you see, Atletico de Madrid would have to move on from that. Mm-hmm. They have to move on. Some people may be or Barcelona game, they need to move on from that. Atletico Madrid have a lot of success in playing against Madrid than they do against Barcelona. At least from the eye test, Oshebona. Against Barcelona, it is more difficult for them. You see, the game planner, Diego Simeone, Eddie Como, the last time out of Copa del Rey, it was excellent. Yen City, Yen Soki, then we catch them quicker. Yes, starting game, Anchebia, now let's go to Madrid, any successes in terms of the goals. But Barca regained control in terms of, say, original game for a very long time, and then controlling the game in itself. One first thing that is going to be key is, say, Barca would have to find ways to get control of match. Say no more match, a lot of the control in the middle of the park, and then make sure, say, at the end of the day, over control match no more, then they can get openings from there. All right, I don't think that Atletico Madrid will throw 2 men forward. So me, Diego Simeone, I'll go with the same lineup. Conor Gallagher, Rodrigo De Paul, Fiifi. Give me Guillermo Simeone on the wing, give me Julian Alvarez and then Antoine Griezmann when him at the back. I still want that centre back player that I saw. Lenglet, any Abrante friend who say Maria Jimenez. I don't know if Seba said he would want to add Abrante friend Ruben Lenormand to come and act to the back. This time I've seen say when you show Abrante friend Axel Witsel a lot. If you want some more steel, you can throw him into the middle of the pack. Now for Mabona, a compact for them. Barca has always struggled against teams that have been compact. And when you give Barca respect, now break you down. Now, a lot of the hard work in wide areas and then step up to Rafinha more, win the numerical advantage to Rafinha and a brighter friend Lamine Yamal in the wide areas. You tend to get something out of the game, and that's what I'm expecting. Say, a brighter friend of Diego Simeone should do in this game against him, your friend FC Barcelona. I know that there are going to be goals. In fact, regardless of how defensive Atletico Madrid be, there will be goals. And over 1.5 over 2.5 is my first pick, but I still tip say Barca for looks like they have enough. So bet me winning match against Tima, your friend Atletico de Madrid, Spanish La Liga name. Then they can go joint on, they can go clear on top. Our Spanish La Liga name. Nabibia I come on. It's rich. In terms of match today, I think that Oko Italian Serie A, we've told you. Inter for Juma against Atalanta, Madrid match, so you should be a little bit careful. But I hope you're careful there. Ubetimen to Basia, Juma Nina, our Hamau, Yamau coach, ready for you to go ahead. I'll be Kucha, Saku, Nuna, waiting your DB or Richity, and that's your 3 codes. In fact, your 1 coder at only 250 plus odds. 250 plus or a 2 for code. Nabu say a womb. First one, a 1-8. D1AFBD 18D1AFBD. Second one here 18CEDO D0FC 18CED0FC. Next one here 18CEC96F 18CEC96F. Richardo.
Okay. Yentua jumedi no so na alasan bosingwa se me mfa message bi ma ho ansaka no watch Canada ma yeti for say Richardo tell Fifi I'm tired of these youngsters. Now I won't even be happy if we sell Lami Yamambu. I'm grand doors dodo. Since
you know,
that's I'm grand grass.
Catch any say I am
no omon kobolo no mumna. Now only say discussing down am no here no. Minim say dey branch Robert Chelsea ni. I say anyone pa say me kase Chelsea ase market no. Na se mi refia or kan me say yeto Mason Mount 60 million. Ovi, what dey wa kan grow ye Chelsea. Mason Mount do 60 million. What to schedule?
Senior that time now in new 30.
Mason Mount.
That time
what the Champions League?
Senior now in do 15.
A player that won the Champions League.
Who
won deserve it?
So will be able to be an amount of